So without any further delay, I would start the topic assigned to me, the future implications of EGFR TKI neoadjuvant setting. This is again neoadjuvant therapy in lung cancer itself has never been a favorite for most of the people, and it has always been a controversial subject. So in this subset of patients who are EGFR mutated, whether there is any role of these newer drugs TKIs in improving the outcomes. So if we see neoadjuvant therapy in non-small cell lung cancer as a whole, there is insufficient quality data. So the ideal patients in which one would actually recommend any kind of neoadjuvant chemotherapy are the ones who are N2 disease but operable disease, or a single station N2 disease, where by giving neoadjuvant chemotherapy we hope that that N2 disease becomes negative and it becomes operable. But what do we learn from the previous trial? That in earlier stage disease, neoadjuvant chemotherapy and adjuvant chemotherapy, the efficacy is same. The only additional advantage of a neoadjuvant chemotherapy was that more patients were able to complete therapy. As such, the data is there is not hard data saying that neoadjuvant therapy is the better one, but the survival has been more or less similar to the adjuvant therapy. The problem is also the heterogeneity of the chemotherapy trials about what are the optimum drugs one should be using in neoadjuvant setting, whether it is cisplatin, etoposide, paclitaxel carboplatin, or pemetrexed carboplatin. What is the ideal drug in neoadjuvant therapy? So whether a biomarker driven neoadjuvant therapy like what we have seen in HER2-neu breast cancers, would it help in improving the outcome? So if we look at the biomarker driven neoadjuvant therapies, especially in EGFR, who are the ones we should be choosing them for therapy? The drug of choice, what would be the ideal drug? The duration of neoadjuvant therapy, again it's a controversial thing. How are the outcomes of the trials done so far? And what should be the appropriate adjuvant therapy in patients who have already received neoadjuvant therapy? So if we go, who should be given? So previously it was when we started using TKIs in non-small cell lung cancer, it was used in all EGFR amplified patients, FISH positive patients, but ideally it should be in patients who have these activating mutations of exon 19 deletion and exon 21, L858R. So these are the subset of patients in whom we should actually explore this idea of TKI in neoadjuvant setting. And uncommon mutations in EGFR, however, are not studied. So I think I doubt whether we would be having any quality data in this subset of population. Most studies in neoadjuvant chemotherapy have only included stage 3A and N2 disease, also the earlier stage disease, but when we know that the earlier stage disease can be resected and we have good adjuvant therapies available, why would one go for a neoadjuvant strategy? So the ideal patients would be a stage 3A N2 resectable or a borderline resectable patient harboring exon 19 and exon 21 L858R mutation. So what would be the drug of choice? So most studies done so far, be it a single arm studies, randomized control trial, or the retrospective data, most of them use erlotinib, and there is some data regarding geftinib. So the better ones, the osimertinib, dacometinib, are still being studied in ongoing trials. We don't have any data of these drugs being used in neoadjuvant setting. However, at least in adjuvant setting, there is a talk about chemotherapy and TKI combination, whereas in neoadjuvant setting, there is a single arm study which actually studied gemcitabine and carboplatin, which we know is not a standard regimen, along in combination with TKI. So the data is limited, but like Santosh and Madam have concluded in the previous talk, so adding chemotherapy to TKI would be more prudent. So because of the deeper responses, especially in the recent trial which was done in India, which showed that the time to response as well as the maximal response was more in the chemotherapy with geftinib arm as compared to geftinib alone arm. So then comes the duration of neoadjuvant therapy. So what should be the duration? So when it comes to neoadjuvant chemotherapy, it has always been 3 cycles. The same may not be applicable to most of the TKIs. As we know, these are cytostatic drugs, and most trials have given only 6 to 8 weeks of treatment before surgical evaluation. If we have to extrapolate the data from the metastatic setting, the time to response is approximately around 6 to 8 weeks, and the time to maximal tumor shrinkage is at least 16 weeks, at least with the first generation TKIs, especially erlotinib and geftinib. And with the newer drugs, probably it would be less, and when we combine chemotherapy, it would be less. So it's a variable factor, the time for maximal tumor shrinkage. So it is very important in neoadjuvant setting, because it is only when we have this maximal tumor shrinkage we would get a good surgical margins and node negatives. So this would be our goal. A better and a maximal tumor shrinkage would be the goal of any neoadjuvant chemotherapy, neoadjuvant therapy in any setting, in any cancer. So overall survival is a secondary benefit which we look especially when we want to give neoadjuvant therapy. So the outcomes again varies due to the trial design, sample size, and to just summarize in one single sentence, we need more predictive biomarkers. So if you look at the data so far, there are hardly some 8 to 9 studies. I have included the most important ones which had a decent numbers. So even the most decent number trial was included only 72 patients. So this is the recent study, CTON study, where they used neoadjuvant TKI of 42 days, which was erlotinib, and subsequently they used it as an adjuvant therapy for 1 year. Here the overall response rate was higher as compared to the chemotherapy arm, 54% versus 34.3. DFS was almost double, 22 versus 11 months, and overall survival was only marginally higher. It did not reach any statistical significance. So the reasons why it did not reach statistical significance was probably because we did not use the standard of care adjuvant chemotherapy also post surgery. So we still don't know the right answer, but they do show that the overall response rates before surgery are higher with TKIs, and that gives us hope. The subsequent phase 2 studies which were done earlier with erlotinib, which was done both in China, Xiong et al. And Zhang et al., it included again stage 3A as well as some of them stage 2. If we see, again the duration of therapy was only somewhere between 6 to 8 weeks, approximately 7, and in Zhang et al. The study they did not use any adjuvant chemotherapy, whereas in the Xiong et al. They used adjuvant chemotherapy. So we don't know what is the standard adjuvant therapy as well when we use a neoadjuvant chemotherapy. So in these patients, again the overall response rates are pretty much similar to what we see in the metastatic setting, around 50 to 60%. However, there is also improvement in the DFS as compared to the only chemotherapy arms, especially the Zhang et al. If we see, the DFS is around 33 months in this subset of patients, where the DFS is just around 15 to 16 months, especially in the stage 3 patients. So there is doubling of PFS, but however the numbers are small, so we need a larger studies to say that these drugs are efficient. And again, probably the duration of the therapy when we use. And there is also the largest data so far is also the retrospective data from Chow et al. What did they see? In this, it's a retrospective real world experience where they used neoadjuvant chemotherapy as well as neoadjuvant TKI. So in 2/3 of patients, around 84 patients, they used chemotherapy, and the rest of the patients they used TKI, and the duration was again similar between 42 to 56 days. What did they find? That the overall response rate was higher, 55.8, and DFS was more or less similar in both the arms, and overall survival was also similar. This was 2 years OS, which showed 76% and 80% in both the arms. However, there was no statistical significance. So what does this real world experience say? That there is a role for a lesser toxic regimen. with a similar overall response rates, but whether it translates to the survival benefit is the thing which needs to be explored. So this is what we can extrapolate from whatever data we have, that you are having good response rates which is sufficient for this one. So the earliest European, most of these data is from the Asian population. The only European study had only 29 patients in which they gave 3 weeks of TKI followed by surgery and adjuvant chemotherapy, and here the overall response rates were 34. So there is a lot of molecular biology to it, where why the response rates are not beyond 54 to 60%. The reason being is we need more predictive markers for resistance rather than predictive markers for response. So if some of these studies also did this molecular analysis where they found that any concomitant KRAS or TP53 mutation, the response rates were poor, so was the DFS and overall survival. And the other important emerging data shows, especially when we use neoadjuvant chemotherapy or when we use a TKI, subsequent tumor samples in the surgical specimen showed decreased expression of EGFR mutation, and some of them which were positive in the baseline by a PCR were negative post surgery. This indicates that this EGFR mutated population is an heterogeneous tumor, where we need to also address the other clones in the tumor. So the most important thing, like the success of chemotherapy with TKI in metastatic has shown, probably that is the strategy to go even in a neoadjuvant setting. The only things which are unclear is the duration of neoadjuvant chemotherapy. So probably the time for a maximal shrinkage would be the ideal thing. So more of a 12 to 16 weeks of therapy, where there would be a maximal tumor shrinkage. One would be thinking of the duration of the duration for which we should give the neoadjuvant therapy. And also we know all these are cytostatic drugs, so the duration of adjuvant therapy post surgical resection also important. And most of these trials, none of these trials have shown any pathological complete responses. So the stratification of response also needs standardization, like we have done it in breast cancer. So the maximum tumor response or the major pathological response has been defined as at least more than 50% of necrosis or 50% of response in the tumor surgical specimen. So if that is a surrogate endpoint, one is looking at, we would have scope to stratify the treatment in adjuvant setting also. So this only opens a Pandora box, where who are the patients whom we should be using neoadjuvant therapy and what is the appropriate adjuvant therapy. Clearly from the data, however smaller the sample size is, shows that all these patients also require adjuvant therapy, and what is the ideal adjuvant therapy is again a debatable thing. So based on the adjuvant data, based on the select trials, what we understood is longer duration is associated with better PFS, like the reason being, like Santosh already stated, that these are cytostatic drugs. So what they found is patients in select trial, patients who received less than 8 months of TKI did badly, and so at least 8 months is required. The longer the better. And the optimum duration, optimum therapy is also not known for all these patients who have received neoadjuvant therapy. So there are also a lot of variables. So should we be giving the same TKI in non-responders, or should we add chemotherapy and a TKI? So whether a TKI versus a TKI chemotherapy is the right option. Also the tumor heterogeneity. What is the molecular signature before neoadjuvant chemotherapy as well as after neoadjuvant chemotherapy? Because clearly in the basic research, one has seen that at least 1/3 of patients would show difference in the molecular typing. Either they become EGFR negative or there is upregulation of the resistant clones. So if we look at the future direction, we need more predictive biomarkers for resistance than for response, because we have a pretty decent response rates with the first generation itself. So with the newer drugs, probably we might have a better response rates, and combination of a VEGF inhibitor or a combination of chemotherapy with TKI, the response would be deeper in this subset of population. So whether we could even use these in stage 3B and make them resectable as compared to chemoradiation is also another explorative idea which needs to be addressed. So the combination therapy, probably chemotherapy TKI is the best strategy to go, and because these are the patients who might be fit and the responses would be deeper and they are more amenable for surgery. However, with whatever data we have, so TKI alone can also be a treatment option in otherwise unfit patients where we can use them, and once the patient general condition or whatever comorbidities are adequately controlled, they can be made fit for surgery. And the third direction in which probably even lung cancer would move, just like our breast cancer, whether response based treatment modification like we have done in triple negative breast cancer as well as HER2/neu positive disease, where patients not achieving pathological complete response, we are changing our treatment decisions in adjuvant setting. With this, I end this talk. So just before conclusion, we also have these ongoing trials with the newer drugs, especially osimertinib. Like I said, NEO-ADAURA is the trial which will be looking at chemotherapy placebo followed by surgery versus chemotherapy with osimertinib followed by surgery versus osimertinib followed by surgery. Again, the primary endpoint here is major pathological response, and however, to my dismay, the duration of therapy is probably not optimum, because that is the time where most of the patients would require time. Whether 8 weeks is sufficient to attain the maximal tumor shrinkage is a question one needs to answer. Probably 12 weeks or 14 weeks would be the ideal duration. But nonetheless, these are the trials one should be looking for. We will get more definitive answers with this. Thank you.